Hey guys, we are back.
Hey folks, it's Chris, Keanu. We're here at the Extraordinary, and is that what you call it?
Extraordinary podcast.
The Extraordinary Podcast. Actually, we have some news. It's take two.
Yeah, you're good.
This is the Extraordinary Podcast. I'm
Yes, it
Chris, and this is Keanu. We, I feel like we kind of like tell stories and everything like that, but we have sharing time today.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So there's an event coming up on, don't tell me, November the 4th. You can post it here, where we're going to be doing a little educating, I guess you could say.
November 6th.
November 6th.
Close enough. December 4th, November 6th. Look, you'll find it there. We're going to put it in the comments. And
Oh,
everything
I
as well,
said
but
November 4th just to make sure you were listening.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, and I
Exactly.
think that's going to be a key
you
component.
could show up on November 4th. We just might not be there. But November 6th, it's on.
It's on.
You want to talk about it?
I do want to talk about it. And so what we're going to do is that day, we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart called the Convergence Theory of entrepreneurship. And it's not as bland as it might seem from the title, but what I want to do, probably my mission in life as far as my professional life is concerned, and I've been teaching, I taught at the university for 10 years, and of course I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years. I've had some success. I've had some, whatever the opposite of success is. I've had a lot of that. But I got to a point where I needed to, especially for my students at the university, I needed a way to explain one very important thing, which was, and it was a thing that I felt like was holding entrepreneurs back from being really successful. And that is, if the mindset is, if I have a really good idea, and if I just work really hard on that idea, and if I perfect that idea, and then I send it out to the world, everything else will take care of itself. What do you think?
I get that. No, absolutely.
Have you been there?
I have been there.
Really?
Yeah. First business, everything else before that is like if people just knew about it. You know, if I have a good idea and put it out there in the market, people will come and pay me for it, right?
That's right.
So everything in between, which
It
is
sells
why
itself.
One, I'll say something real quick. Convergence theory is a sexy name. I like
Okay,
convergence
all
theory.
right,
So it
all
doesn't
right.
sound boring to me. Also, I have obviously the foresight of knowing what that is.
Yeah.
But the first time you said it, I thought, oh, okay, I like this.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely. Idea, profit.
Yeah.
There's a middle ground, right?
Well, so the thought is this. The thought is, what I want to do is I want to help entrepreneurs understand it's more than just an idea. And I've written a book about this. And in the whole principle of the theory is that, yeah, the idea is important, but there's actually 6 other things that you have to be concerned about, 7 in total. So what we're going to do is we're going to get together November the 6th. Yes, on a Thursday, and we're going to go through this. And what the kind of things that we're going to talk about is you need more than an idea. You have to create what we call here at Alchemy your unique innovative qualities, UIQ.
UIQ.
That's going to take a little while to brand, but folks, that's critical. If you don't have anything unique, and if it's not innovative, then what happens is it comes down to just price. And then what you have to do is you have to be the most competitive price if you're a complete commodity. So we're going to talk about what it means to create your unique innovative qualities. We're going to talk about how selling is more like teaching than it has ever been today, helping people consume what you have, and then the last thing is we're going to help folks understand that they need to charge for the actual value. So that's a lot about what we're going to be talking about on that day. You know, what's your unique innovative qualities? How can you charge for your value? And then how can you communicate through teaching, not selling, of why your uniquenesses are good?
Walk us through the 7 items of the convergence theory.
Yeah.
In order.
So the first one is MVP, which is minimal viable product. And we'll touch on the M is the most important thing in that. What's the smallest amount of work that you can do to get it out to the marketplace? The second thing is the customer's reaction. They're going to react to what you put in the marketplace. And hopefully the reaction is negative. What do you think about that?
I don't mind that.
Because it's good. You know, in my early days of creating products, we used to create products that had a lot of apathy. And it was only until we hit on this one product that started polarizing people, like getting people really almost angry, not about what we were doing, but about the change that we were trying to affect. Then that's when the business started to roll.
Is there a reason why you say, and just because I think about what a reaction is versus what a response is, right? Is there a reason why you chose customer reaction versus response?
Yeah, because I want it to be visceral.
Yes.
I want it to be emotional, and I want it to be. And then what I learned about that whole process was, and you don't want to make your customers mad, but you want to be so provocative that they have to stop and think, wait, what is he talking about? What are they talking about? Wait, why should I do this? I don't know if I like this.
Agreed.
Those are all really good reactions.
Agreed. Okay. No, I really love that part because when I think about the customer reaction, I remember a speaker in a class that I was taking one time that said it doesn't matter what you feel as long as you feel something.
That's right.
When I speak, when I communicate. So it can be mad, sad, happy, angry, joyful, comedic,
Something.
as long as you feel something.
Yep.
And so I wanted to pause on that MVP and then customer reaction because when you said, and hopefully it's negative,
Yep.
as long as it's a reaction, not a, okay, you sell XYZ. There's no reaction there. It's just, it is what it is.
Yep.
So that's very important. What is the type of reaction you're getting? So then we can move on to the next step.
Because I remember when we had an early product that had an emotional reaction to it. This is the first time that they had ever emotionally reacted to it. We thought they were just being jerks. But what they were actually telling us was, you're onto something. But you need to add this, and you need to add this. And so, by the way, that entire reaction process goes on for about 18 months.
Love it.
And then what happens is at the end of that 18 months, I call it refinement. So it goes through a refining process. And at the end of that 18 months, you actually have something that's really good. And then what you do is you take that entire process and you start all over again. So MVP is first, customer reaction is second. Third is all of the people in the business, especially the entrepreneur, that's catching all that kind of negative information. And then what they do is they convert that into fourth, which is wisdom and experience. And we've talked about this before, but I always like to counsel sales reps by saying, if you know what's on the internet about what you do and about the product that you have, you're completely useless in the middle of that transaction. You have to know something unique, or you have to know something that debunks the negative information or the bad information on the internet. Because the internet today is the holder of information. And in order to insert yourself into that kind of opportunity, you have to hold some unique information.
That's right. But I agree 100%. Again, what is that area that you have as far as wisdom and experience that we're going to help to obviously bring out during Alchemy Session? It's going to be very hands-on. We're going to get to know your business. Before you even get to the room, you'll have value because we're going to send out a survey to understand where you are in this business. What is the wisdom experience that you bring to the table? Because chances are you're selling something that someone else is already selling. What makes you different? What kind of experience? Because the internet may say this about a product, and you may say, well, that's true. However, in my experience, I've seen it go both ways. Yeah. And it just depends on you. That's what people are paying you for, is for you ultimately. So third is wisdom experience. What's fourth?
Actually, third is people catching the negative feedback. And then fourth is converting it into wisdom and experience.
3, feedback.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, absolutely. You said them. You said them together. I was so excited to get to wisdom experience. I didn't want feedback.
Wisdom and experience is important. And by the way, let me do a quick little PSA on that, because some young people might be listening to this and they might think to themselves, well, I don't have any wisdom and experience. And that's false. We all do. Yeah. And usually, and this is regardless of being young, usually you undersell the actual wisdom and experience you have because it's native to you. It's easy to do. My wife always tells me not everybody can sing and play guitar. And I'm like, I think they could. But the thing is, that's a unique wisdom experience that I have. But anyway, It's not about me. It's about you, Keanu. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wisdom and experience actually converts to, which is really important, innovation. So on this day, we're going to give each person that participates a definition of innovation that they can use, that they can adopt, and then they can apply to their idea. Super important. Because if you don't have any, this is your unique innovative qualities. If you have no unique innovative qualities, then you're just selling a commodity, and it's all about price. So we're going to help people cultivate what are your unique innovative qualities. And we're going to put you on a track so you can really start thinking about those and really start honing those. And by the way, I've built $1 billion company before, and the way that you do that is you build small innovations over a long period of time. And we're going to talk about that. And then the next thing that it leads to actually is going to be explored more in the second class that we do in December, which is about how do you communicate to the rest of the world, communication that wins, is that there's a thing called the innovator's burden. And the innovator's burden is real simple, is that when you are truly innovative, one, people have no idea what you're doing, and two, they're kind of terrified of you. So what you have to do is you have to become an educator on your innovative qualities to help them consume it. We're going to get more into that in December. We're going to touch on it in the November class. And then the long and short of it is, the last thing is, there is a formula. It's called value-based pricing, where you find out what is your value and you take 10% of that. So we're going to talk about that formula, how you can create that formula, and then how you can apply it so you can make sure that you're actually getting paid for the value and the impact that you have in people's lives.
It's huge. What I love about this Convergence Theory is that each one of these points can be an entire lesson and to itself.
Right.
But what I loved how you crafted it is like a map, is that there are actually different seasons in a business, not just you figure all of these out, you have the 7 points, you go and apply them and you make profit.
That's it.
Some of these, they do just take time. You can't manufacture wisdom and experience, but if you're intentional about the feedback and creating a customer reaction, then you'll get that. So it is a map. And so as you join us, you're going to see where are you at on this map? Where are you at on this journey? How do you lean into it more intentionally? Because all of you are going to be at different levels. And at the same time, each point will apply to you. So that's what I love about Convergence Theory, is it is a process, but it's also a journey that helps to navigate ultimately. So I'm excited about it. Every time that you talk about it, I get value for my business. And obviously that was a big part of why we created Alchemy Session, so we can come and share that with the others as well.
100%. Hope to see you there. How can they get involved?
That's it. Yep. So check the links below in the comments, whether you're on YouTube or you're on whatever podcast platform you're on. There's going to be a form where you can RSVP. Again, you're going to get a survey that will help us understand where you are at. All the information that you want in the world is out there. Not this, we're about to put it out there, but it's about getting to know you and where you're at in the Convergence Theory and how we help you to navigate to the next thing. Because again, just to go back to the last point, why do you price the way you price? Do you understand the value that you're bringing? You're probably underselling yourself.
100%.
And again, this being able to pay for itself, it's $100 per person to join Alchemy Sessions. And I promise you, you will walk away asterisk, because individual experience may vary. I promise you'll get more than that $100 in value. The room is limited to 24 people per, because we want to be very intentional about spending the time getting to know your business and you walking away with that roadmap. So check out the links below. Make sure that you fill out that form and save your spots, and you'll be hearing from us very soon.
See you there.
Let's do it.